Hi you guys! Welcome back to Soup to Nuts. As you saw from this thumbnail, we are making garlic infused honey. All you need are two ingredients. Honey and garlic. How easy can that be? So simple, you guys. So what you also will need is a jar. Now, since I only have a little bit of honey, I'm doing it in a small jar. But if you want to make it in a bigger jar, you're going to have to get a lot more honey. The amount of honey you have determines how much you're going to make. Now, last year, I made some. I made this in 2022 of March. It's really liquidy. The longer it sits, the more liquidy it will get, and the garlic won't be as strong and spicy. It actually very mild. Here, I'll get a spoon and show you what this has. So let's see, March, April, May. So it's been 14 months since I've made this. So I'll get a spoon and show you after 14 months what this looks like. All right, so this is what it looks like. So yes, it changes color. It gets darker. And, well, this is because the bottom didn't get stirred as well. See how it started to get crystallized. Well, this honey was kind of crystallized when I used it last year, because that's all we had was the hard crystallized honey. But on these, see how liquidy it is? It's not thick like how honey starts out. It doesn't have the pungent, strong garlic flavor. Actually, the garlic flavor is actually pretty gone on this. But you're still getting the medicinal properties of the honey and the garlic, okay? Don't want to double dip. But anyways, it is so good. So I'm going to show you how to ferment it. And it's good for when you start getting sick. When you feel like something is coming on, start taking your garlic and honey, okay? Because that will help either combat it so you don't get it or make it not last as long. Now remember, I am not a doctor. I'm just telling you what I do, what we've done in my family. So you do what you feel is right for your family. Do not take this as medical advice because I am not a doctor and I can't give out medical advice. So, all you need is honey and garlic and a jar. That simple, folks. All right, let's get to it. All right, so I'm just using a small jar. I had previously taken all my garlic out and I pounded it down so that you want to get it opened or bruise it. You can cut it up in pieces. I haven't decided if I want to keep them whole, if I want to chop them. This one, I kept them whole so you knew that when you were eating it that you were getting a clove of garlic. Some people like to chop it and put it in there so that they can just take a spoonful and take a bunch of the garlic. I think I'm going to chop it up this time. So I got my chopping board. And how much? This garlic was probably 10 small little balls of garlic. Now, it all depends on what size of jar you're going to use. Like I said, I'm using a small jar because I only have a little bit of honey. And this time I'm going to use more garlic than what I did in my previous because I was just trying it out. So I'm just going to roughly chop this. Okay, the longest part is doing the garlic. You guys, that's the hardest. Unless you go to Costco or to your grocery store, Sam's Club, wherever, that has already peeled garlic, and that will make your job a lot easier. But like I said, 2 ingredients, you guys, 2. All right, you're just gonna fill up your jar with your garlic. Okay, you guys, it's really simple. Just pour it in. The whole idea is that you need to pour it in till it covers all the garlic. You don't want any of your garlic exposed. Okay? I'm hoping I didn't make a mistake. But you want to get the garlic all the way down in there. You want that honey needs to cover all the garlic. Get all the air bubbles out that you can. Get it all the way down to the bottom. I probably should have done it in steps. That might have been easier, because then we would have known it would have all gotten them all covered. So that might be an easier, instead of pouring it like I did, do it in steps. Put a little bit in, then pour your garlic. Put a little bit in, put a little bit garlic in, then put in your honey. Garlic in, then your honey. That way you know all your garlic is getting covered. You want to fill it all the way up, as high as you can. And then start poking it some more. If it doesn't get all covered in with the honey, then you can ruin it, and then you'd have to get rid of it because you don't want any mold growing on top. Okay, you guys, I think I have it all down in there. I think it's all good in the hood, folks. I'm gonna pick it up and look. Okay, looks like it's all in there pretty good. So once you feel like you got it all covered, the next step is make sure the top gets, all the garlic on top gets covered with honey. And I think I'm going to pour just a little bit more in there. I might be asking for trouble because that's all. Now, you just get your lid, put it on there, and you're done. All right, so now that we got it in the jars with the garlic and honey, now the next thing we got to do is wait for it to start fermenting. So every day at least for the first week or two, as long as it's fermenting and you start seeing bubbles come, it's going to start making the top hard, and you got to open it to burp it, to let the air escape. Because if you don't, this may explode and you may have a mess on your hand. So you want to put this in someplace out of the direct sunlight, so in a cabinet, in your pantry. You either want it in a bowl or on a plate to catch, just in case it does explode, that it catches the honey so you don't have honey all over. But I will show you tomorrow when I come back and show you me burping it and seeing if maybe we'll be able to see some of the bubbles already. See, we have nothing going on yet, nothing. So this is just the garlic in the honey. And also every day or twice a day, you want to turn it upside down and then upside down, just so that you're constantly making sure your garlic is covered in the honey, because if it's not always covered, there's a chance that you can get mold in there. Hopefully not, but there's a chance. All right. I will see you tomorrow. All right, you guys, it's the next day. It's probably about almost 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to show you what our honey garlic infused honey looks like this morning. So I haven't stirred it. I have it on my counter in the corner where it's dark, where it doesn't have direct sunlight. But when I got up this morning, I was like, uh-oh. Like I said, it might overflow, and it did. I'll show you. Let me flip around the camera and show you. See, that's what happened. So I did overfill it some. But if you can see, you see it bubbling? Let me see. That means it's starting to ferment. Now, I've lifted up, I've done this throughout the day, yesterday. And you want to make sure your lid's on tight because you don't want all it to come out. But if you flip it like this, and then you flip it back up, you want to wait for a bit before you open it up because all that honey will be on the top. But look at those bubbles. See how all the bubbles in there? That means it's fermenting. So that means it's good. So we burped it. So you put the lid back on. It's already pretty liquidy. And you just keep flipping it up and down just to make sure. So you can keep it like this for the day, half a day, you know, turn it upside down, put it on the side, move it around like this. You just want to make sure it just gets all infused. You can shake it. This time my liquid is pretty loose. When I made my last one, it was pretty crystallized, so it didn't move very well. So I'm actually liking how this works with more of the liquidy. But look at all those bubbles. See it? That means it's doing its job. It is fermenting really well. Man, look at all those bubbles up here. Let me tell you guys, it is mighty tasty and it does work very well. Just something else to have in your medicinal cabinet for the cold and flu season, or just to get the good bacteria in your body. So yeah, see how it just all goes back down? So we know we're getting it all mixed in. All right, see you tomorrow. All right, you guys. I'll bring it up closer. Can you see those bubbles? Let me see. Oh, right there. That one's just went up. Anyways, let's open this baby up. Can you hear the noise? Look at it just fizzing away. All right, you guys. So you just keep doing that for a couple of more days, and then you just let it sit and do its thing. You can wait a month before you start eating them, or you can wait until your garlic turns a different color, like the one back here. It will get darker as it sits, so nothing is wrong with that. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope you try and make some and taste it because it is very yummy. All right, you guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.